Hello guys! Yes, I dyed my hair and now I look like a girl from Lazy Town. But honestly, I'm here for it, okay? I'm here with Otra once again. As I promised, this is part 2 to the vlog that I posted last week. So if you would like to check that out, you can. Somewhere here. A couple of things that I would like to clear out before we start the video. Number 1, that video was filmed in summer of 2020. In the beginning, I'm really sad because my trip to Ukraine got postponed by 2 weeks, meaning that I would have less time in Ukraine with my family and my friends, which really sucked. I'm kind of in a bit of a similar situation right now with probably not being able to go home for the winter holidays, and that really sucks. But I acknowledge that I had an opportunity and I went in the summer. The vlog is coming up sometime, and I had a wonderful time with my family and my friends there for the time that I had. And I acknowledged that some people weren't able to see their family or their friends for the entirety of quarantine and the entirety of like the pandemic and stuff, so I'm really lucky that I even got to go in the summer. It still sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Number 2, I do recommend you put on closed captions for this video because for some reason I decided to film it in the middle of the night. I don't know why. I just did. So the audio in my video is already really bad because I don't have a mic. But here it's just a bit, you know. Also, whenever I talk, I tend to mumble and mispronounce words. I'm clearly not a native English speaker, so I do make mistakes, and I try to clean my speech up and make it more comprehensible in closed captions, and I try to have English and Russian captions for all my videos, so I do recommend you put on those. And number 3, for the entire duration of the video, just keep checking the camera because it just kept turning off, and it doesn't have that like blinking red light which you know, says that you're filming, so I constantly have to like shove a mirror behind it to see if it actually is filming, which is really annoying and uncomfortable, but I have to you know, work with what I have. And the camera is good, it just doesn't have the viewfinder, so I can't like flip it up and see myself, so I'm sorry. This is a different kind of video, so I just talk for the entire duration, so I hope you enjoy it. Also some really bad Australian accents in the end, so look forward to that. Mental health is so important, and it's something that, you know, my issues is something that I deal with every day, so it kind of makes sense for me to talk about it. Maybe someone will watch it and relate to it and feel a bit better. Also, it's kind of like for me to look back at and see what kind of progress I made. I've been in therapy since then, and it's been really good, and that video kind of documents the beginning stages. And maybe I will do like a follow-up, but I think I'll do that maybe for like a year in therapy, or maybe for some you know, New Year videos that might come. I don't know. So yeah, I hope you will enjoy the video. Without further ado, here it is. Here's Sleeping Ultra. Bye 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 bye. She really hates me. I don't even know if you can see me. Hi guys. I got a tripod, so this new setting is very fun. You can see my wall. Yay! So I just wanted to hop in here. This is me hopping in. Hop. Sorry. And talk a bit about therapy. But before I do that, you know, am I okay right now? Well, that's up for debate. I found out yesterday that I'm not going to be going home for at least 2 more weeks. which sucks ass. I hate it. I mean, so I'm a bit bummed. And yesterday I cried a bit about it. And today I told one of my friends. I cried some more. I'm a bit bummed. I mean, this whole year is a bit of a bummer, isn't it? Yeah, there's that. I've been to like a thing today, I've been to therapy today, and I've been to this kind of thing, like this Converse thing. I'm gonna show you what I did. So I did this, we had to do a collage, and I made this collage. It's kind of like about the future and stuff. I mean, it's a bit wonky, and it's a lot of things, and I was kind of really stressed, but I talked about it with my therapist, and I have a therapist, which is so cool, and we kind of talked about it, and I got brave enough to go there, and that's what I'm gonna talk about today, because I'm going to therapy. I started going to therapy. I'm not good if you can see me. I'm so scared. I'm like not in the shot. I have no, like, I cannot like check. I think I am. I hope I am. Whatever. So I started going to therapy for multiple reasons. I want to talk about it because I feel like it's a discussion that needs to be had. There is such a big stigma around mental health and therapy, and we need to break that. You know, we need to change that. So here I am talking about, you know, my experience. I went to go to therapy for literally years. Like, it's been a long time. I had an array of mental health issues throughout my life, and don't get me wrong, it wasn't fun. It's just my coping mechanism. I struggled with depression in the past, but like my main thing, has always been social anxiety. It's my lifelong companion, if you will. It's been better, it's been worse. It's been kind of affecting my life in like a negative way for many years, and it's been very controlling and you know, destructive as anxiety is. A lot of people are under the impression that you need to be really unwell to go to therapy, which is not true. I'm just gonna check that. Which is not true, and we need to change that. And I was under that impression. I was very scared that I'm gonna come in, they're gonna tell me that that's not a problem, get yourself together. You know, kind of like, Kim, there's people that are dying, like get over it, like it's not a problem. But it's not true, and I do believe, and I had that belief for many years, that everyone can benefit from therapy. But again, I'm really bad at following my own advice, so, and yeah, I finally went because this year has been pretty hard. Since summer of last year, it's been pretty much like a the downfall. So like, I finally decided to do it because I'm not really gonna get into all the details, but pretty much basically last year in summer I went for a field trip with my peers from university. I study environmental protection, so we do have quite a bit of field trips to go to. I went on a field trip for 2 weeks. We were staying in the middle of forest, and I could not go home, so I was basically with people who I barely knew for 2 weeks straight, doing a lot of biology stuff. By the end of the second week, I started having trouble breathing. I hyperventilated a lot. Kind of came to the point where I had to be taken to the hospital because nobody knew what was going on with me. I didn't know what was happening to me, and from there I was a bit shattered for a couple of months. Like, since then I've developed a couple of coping mechanisms to cope with anxiety and stress and everything that's been going on, and overwhelming emotions. It's something that I felt like I couldn't bear. I'm not going to get into what those mechanisms are because they're really unhealthy and they're really bad, and I didn't feel comfortable sharing that at this point. I'm sorry. I do feel like it's important to talk about, but I also because they're quite sad, and also I just don't feel like I'm ready yet. I'm sorry. I also scream in my sleep sometimes. It's kind of a thing I started. It's especially fun when you're on a field trip and you just scream at night for no reason at all. Wake up all the people. So much fun, especially for a socially anxious person who hates attention. Yeah, so this year I also started struggling with derealization. It's a very fun thing. It's pretty hard to explain. I have trouble explaining it. But basically when the stress levels are so high, where it's like a lot of things happening, and then my brain's like, no, too much. Sorry, camera died. Anyway, derealization. Basically it feels like a lot of things are happening, and like for me it's usually like in a very crowded place where like a lot of really loud music and a lot of people, and I feel like I can breathe and stuff, so it kind of goes like, oh my god, so many things are happening, too much, and it's like my brain just like kind of whoop, and it's gone, it's not there. It's kind of like, bye bitch, can't deal with this, and kind of goes away. For me, it kind of feels like I'm like playing, am I even filming? Yes, I am filming. It's like I'm playing a video game, and I just kind of have to go to point A to point B, even though I act normal, as if I don't feel like anything is not real, because that's how I feel. Because I feel like nothing's real, and I'm not real, and people around me are not real, but I need to act normal so people won't be worried. Also, I lost my clay pin today. I made a clay pin, as you saw, of a little frog, and I put it in my bag, and now it's gone. It just fell off. I'm so sad about that. Anyway, back to my mental health issues. So yeah, there's a lot more, obviously, but that's kind of the thing that made me like, oh, maybe I can't deal with this on my own, and I do need professional help. It's not that I'm on my own. I have an amazing support system, which I'm incredibly thankful for. I have my amazing family supporting me, and my amazing friends, and I don't know why they would like I'm just like so thankful, incredibly. But you know, it's very different from like talking to a friend and talking to a therapist, because I feel like I don't talk about all things with my friends and my family, just because I'm scared and I don't want to make them worried about me. It's nice to talk to someone who I'm paying, to listen to my problems. It's been very nice, and even though I had only 2 sessions, it's been really eye-opening. I feel like it's just mostly making me realize how much self-hatred I have, which is not funny. I mean, I know. I'm just gonna say, I'm not particularly fond of me. I don't like myself most of the time, and one might say I hate myself. Maybe I do. I'm sure I do. Something that I really would like to deal with, because it's quite destructive to not like yourself, I think. I feel like my self-hatred is just so deep-rooted that it's just might be hard to get rid of. I kind of watched like a video of Jamila talk about her like body image and how she sees herself, kind of like how she doesn't really love herself, but she likes herself. It's kind of like, it's very hard to go from hard to like really bad self-hatred to radical self-love, and she's kind of in that middle of like, I like myself, I can appreciate my body for what it is, for what it does, but I'm not in love with it. And I feel like that's my goal for now. Like for me right now, self-love and like loving myself, adoring myself, just feels like something that's a bit impossible. And I hope that it will change in the future. I hope that when I'm gonna be like in 5 years time, when I'm gonna be 24, oh my god. I don't want to think about that, but I hope that by that time I will be hopefully alive and maybe loving myself. But for now, my goal is to like myself and accept myself a bit more. In the way I see my sort of anxiety, it's like a little monster that I have to constantly fight, so it won't grow bigger. And the less I fight it, like for example, don't go out, don't really talk to anyone, don't really challenge myself, the bigger it becomes, and it consumes me in a way. I do get tired of fighting sometimes. I do get tired of constantly like being stressed, and this week has not been easy. I've been just constantly stressed for like no reason, and I don't get why, and it's so frustrating, and it's just like nothing's happening, and I'm just, you know, anxious. And that's why I'm going to therapy, and that's why I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm taking action, and I'm very excited. I'm very happy for myself. The therapist that I'm going to is incredible. I feel like she really wants to help me. Oh my god, I'm gonna start crying. I'm just really like happy to I realize that I am privileged in a way that, you know, I have the resources to go to therapy, because when I was researching it in here, like here in Warsaw, it's not something that's cheap, and I am also, you know, privileged in a way that my issues are quite common. I really hope that in the future, you know, going back to this poster, there would be more accessible mental health care for people, because it is very important. Therapy is also so important, you know. Medication can be very helpful. The reason why I'm talking about it is because we need to break the stigma. And when I was very depressed, and I felt alone, because everywhere they looked, everybody seemed to just have their shit together, and I was just falling apart all the time, and I felt so alone. And the internet, like YouTubers, influencers, people on the internet talking about their issues, made me feel like I wasn't alone. And that's my goal with this as well. Just like, if it makes one person feel better, my job here is done. Okay, I'm gonna end this because my camera just keeps turning off. I forgot what I was talking about. Anyway.
Ciao. Anyway, so
if you're considering therapy, I highly recommend it. I feel like it's helpful. For me personally, even though I've been to only 2 sessions, it's been quite good. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go to sleep right now because I have a party to go to tomorrow. I know, me partying, but I've been invited, and a lot of my Mongolian friends are gonna be there. It has to be fun. So yeah, we're gonna go to sleep. And I am also like low-key obsessed with H2O just add water. It's so good. Like, I'm not even sorry. It's incredible. Next episode I'm watching, when Charlotte meddles in Cleo and Louis's friendship, Cleo runs away from home and gets caught in a dangerous situation. Okay, this one's better. Charlotte organizes a surprise party for Louis. Cleo and Emma get trapped in a flooded storage room. I mean, if if that's not entertainment, I don't know what is. Clear, Ima, get to the water. Sorry, I love Australian accents. I actually watched this when I was like a kid and I was obsessed with it. Now I'm just rewatching it and it's such a bop. It's such a bop. I'm having so much fun watching it. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. And this here's like a wholesome meme. I hope it's somewhere. It's a wholesome meme. Like wholesome meme. Wholesome meme. Wholesome. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. I hope you have a wonderful day or night or any time of day. Goodbye. Okay, I didn't even explain what the show was. It's a show about where 3 girls from Australia and they get like transformed into mermaids. And it's so good. It's an Australian show. Let me try to read this in Australian accent. Okay. Charlotte organized a surprise party for Louis. Okay, Charlotte organized a surprise party for Louis. Cleo and Emma get trapped in a flooded storage room.
Not this.
I'm so sorry, people of Australia.
You want to know what? No, I am gonna leave.
Darling,